Hey, it's your boy, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes, by the way, rebranding there, I know. Whoa, so crazy. The Heroes is OEZ, kind of like in the Memory of Heroes Kamen Rider game. I don't know. Hope I don't get copyright struck for that, maybe. If you notice the beautiful artwork behind me, there is my children's artwork that they do. Anyway, so yeah, just a little bit of rebranding just so I can kind of like, I feel like it better encompasses everything I like to talk about as far as like things with Star Wars having, heroes and stuff like that. Digimon, Marvel, and also Toku still, because Toku and Marvel are basically both superhero shows. Um, so yeah. Anyway, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes now. That's what we're gonna do. It's who we are. But today we are reviewing the next episode of Kamen Rider Revice. We're already on episode 48 now. And this is the second part to the two-parter we were just on with the whole Juga thing with George. And I said last week, and this aged like spoiled milk, that I thought maybe this was some secret, goofy, underhanded plan to like help Icky recover his memories. Nope, George just really off the deep end. So last episode we saw Icky, end of the episode, him trying to grab the Revice driver and put it on, right? Well, this episode starts up right away, and he gets tackled by Vice, and he stops him. And for some reason, Sakura and Daiji actually switches to Kagero, transforming just their base evil and John forms, or Jenny or John, whatever. Which I don't understand. Like, I get that Muteki Jean and Evility Live got their asses beat by Juga last episode, but I don't think I would choose to go back to my weakest form. I think I'd have a better chance with at least my strongest, maybe. Anyway, they transform, get their asses whooped again, and oh yeah, that's right. Kagero uses the bat stamp on the ground and makes a bunch of bats appear all over the place, and it sweeps them away. Ability we didn't know it could do, but I mean, it's fine. I don't think about that kind of stuff too much because you're watching a Japanese media show for children, so there's going to be things that just don't make any goddamn sense. But anyway, so they escape, and they're back at the place at the spa again, and Icky's trying to like slowly like understand, okay, these are my parents and blah blah blah, and they're trying to explain to him like, you can't keep doing this with the driver, you're gonna lose even your memories of like your brother and sister, and all you'll have left is Vice. And they're really like upset about it and scared about what's going to happen. And going alongside this though, we get more of the subplot with Hiromi, Hikaru, and Tamaki at the old weekend base, finding out that confirming that it is George and Masumi's childhood home. Don't know how George didn't figure that out at all. And that the spot in the ground was from a little experiment they did when he was a kid. We get a lot of really cute scenes in this, which I think I appreciate more than the average viewer of Kamen Rider because I'm a dad myself. So like seeing these like really like poignant emotional scenes where it's things between a father and son really hit kind of hard at home, But there's really nice scenes with Masumi basically telling him like, you're going to be great one day. You're a genius. You're going to blah, 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 blah. Which, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Sheik being mostly-ish responsible for George's kind of like dark, morality he had in the beginning of the show and his like eccentricities, if you will. But I mean, I get it. Again, Revice's main issue is not knowing how soon enough to introduce this and to sow the seeds of the plot they want to go for. Like I said, they have the starting line and the finish line. These 2 points are super fucking cool. But in the middle, they go and then they go over here, or they zoom really fast or go too slow. So, and it's the pacing as well. Again, if we were sowing the seeds of this throughout, I think personally for me, I think this whole Juga plotline would be better if it would better served for one, not having also the Icky memory stuff in it as well, because it kind of gets a little crowded narratively. But also, it should have been the lead up to them all defeating Gift together. Instead of being just the Igarashi trio doing it, it should have been them along with Tamaki, Hana, and George. Would have been cool for him to use his own rider form to help defeat Gift and finally be a hero and be a Kamen Rider. But anyway, so a lot of really poignant scenes between Masumi and George talking and everything. And it's really good stuff, and it does fill in some gaps. That the spot on the floor was from like an experiment he did, like a little, mixed up in a beaker thing, and it exploded and got on the floor. And George's all upset. He's like, "Don't worry about it. We'll clean it up. It's not a big deal." And they find a picture of it. That's how they figure it out. They find a picture of it. And so Icky's still stuck on the train. How he remembers George, why he's specifically losing his family members, but somehow he remembers George. But anyway, he's still stuck on just like he was before with everybody in the show. And that's what I like about Icky is that clear my throat a lot, I'm sorry. Regardless of what personal harm there might be, he's always stuck on wanting to help protect people and keep them safe. And there's a lot of really good scenes in this where Daiji is having like a back and forth with him and Sakura and reminds him what he told him. You remember what we said about peace without freedom and freedom without peace? Like those things need to coexist together. There is no true peace without freedom. There is no real freedom without true peace. And I'm not sure that those things can coexist with the way that you want to handle George. And I understand where he's coming from. And again, everybody has like a decent argument for how they feel. Sakura and Daiji more on the side of we might need to honestly stop him, which may kill him. We don't know. But we also don't want you to lose yourself entirely. And Ikki just keeps reiterating, even if it means I lose everything about myself, he deserves to smile. He deserves to like have that final connection with his father and realize that his father did love him. Yes, his father was eccentric and was a part of some dark things, but he tried to rectify that. And that's what bothers me too, is that I wish that George would have like more quickly noticed Masumi trying to actually interact with him and want to spend time with him and like apologize and repent for what he did. He most of the time was just like, nah, fuck off. And now he's like, oh, my dad was a dick and now I'm a psycho. And it's like, okay. Again, just a bit messy. But anyway, so we finally get to the meat of the episode, and big Juga fight between Juga and, of course, Ikki does transform into Ultimate Revice. And it's just him, Revi, versus George. I think Vice joins in too. But anyway, all fighting together. I think the two siblings help out as well. And I believe there's a good scene too of Hana in the hospital and Sakura talking to her and like telling her to be safe and just more of, I'm sorry, but they're lesbians. Stop trying to say they're best friends. Stop trying to say they feel like they're sisters. They're lesbians. They may not ever say it out loud. They're lesbians. Anyway, so he's fighting George and doing better this time. They kick in the fight, the theme song during it, which, if anything about me, is just a thing. It's a thing that many people love in Toku and in Power Rangers as well. I know it gets brought up in the Linkara history of Power Rangers reviews, but it's just a cool thing. When any show that is an action-oriented show can utilize its theme song in a fight scene, inject it right into my veins. Oh my god, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And it works so well here. Ikki's resolve is really coming through, and he's really trying to convince George that, like, this is stupid. You need to stop this. Like, Masumi did love you. You may not feel that way, but he did care about you. He wanted a way, and he says this to him. He's like, just because he's gone doesn't mean that he's gone. He's still, your memories are still there. I'm not going to let you sour those memories. You know, I appreciate the memories that I have, and I might lose them, but that doesn't mean you need to. You still have yours, and you're not losing yours, and I'm not going to let you lose yours. And I really like this about Ikki, that he cares so much about the people that he is friends with and who he's compatriots and comrades with and family with. And his whole thing of his brother and sister always sees him being the #1 meddler in Japan. I like that. I like that he's like always constantly getting like involved in other people's shit, but it's like for a good reason, and he's trying to help them, and I like that. So he he's going back and forth, and George is like, shut up, and that's not true, and blah blah blah. And he's like, no, it is. He's like, I know that you hate that your dad, implanted his demon into you against your will, and I know that you are feeling as though, I don't know if he says this, but alludes to the fact that you feel as though maybe like part of who you are isn't really even you. But I don't think he did it to unleash this evil on you. He probably didn't even know his demon was like, I mean, nobody knows their demon is, the only demon that's been decent has been the Igarashi siblings demons, Kagero eventually. So he probably had no idea that was going to happen. He was just trying to leave a part of himself so that even when he's gone, some part of him can still watch over you. And yes, I know that Sheik is a villain and he doesn't know that, but I mean, his intention was pure, was to have some part of himself there to watch over George, knowing that he was probably going to die or was going to, possibly not be there forever. And I kind of like that. And that's what kind of finally breaks through to him. He finally starts to break through, and along with Ikki kicking his ass finally with a rider kick, knocks him out of transformation. He finally has a breakdown and is like, why did you leave so quickly? I didn't even have time to talk to you, Daddy, and blah blah blah. And so it's still pretty heartfelt, and I can kind of see where they were going with it. Again, this whole storyline for him is super interesting. I don't know this and the whole thing with like what we're getting into with the whole Vice thing, and then anything post GIF, I think needed to happen before GIF and have GIF be the final thing. I think that would have fixed a lot of, not fixed, but would have helped alleviated somewhat of people's problems with the whole Gift storyline, where he doesn't feel like a decent villain at all. If he was like the final obstacle to get over, like Game Deus in X-Aid, right? Nobody's like, oh, Game Deus was such a great character. No, he was a fucking force of nature virus monster that had nothing to him. He was just, I'm evil, man. So like them defeating him in the end was cool, and it was done, and here we go. We're end of the series. Have a nice day. So I think this would have worked better if this storyline and the like Ability Live stuff and the Muteki Jean stuff even, and most of that stuff, even the Vice stuff, maybe the Vice stuff could be at the very end, but all this kind of stuff, I think it would have worked way better back a few episodes. Maybe was it episode 45 or something like that when they actually beat GIF, something like that. Maybe episode 40, and then they could have done it there, leading up to the stuff with GIF, beat GIF, and have the final 2 episodes be this final thing they're trying to do with the memory stuff, right? So, anyway, he gets through to him finally, and everything's good and whatever, and he breaks him out of it, but of course he comes out of transformation, and he asks Vice, he goes, Vice, who are they? And he hears them saying Iki Nichan and like, you know, Oni-chan and blah, 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 and he lost the memory of his brother and sister. That made me tear up. Like, I understand it's a storyline not everybody's a fan of and whatever, and they've drawn it out a while, but to see the look on Daiji and Sakura's faces, Sakura completely falling apart and Daiji trying to keep it together, knowing that he has to be strong for Sakura, is really, really heartbreaking. So it looks like with next episode, we're getting Deathstream again. Absolutely. He's fighting Vice, so I'm wondering if like Vice is trying to basically push everybody away and wants it to be Ikki that like seals him away, kind of like how Genta had to seal away Veil within him again. And then that'll restore, you know, Ikki's memories or something like that. There's gonna be probably some last minute Deus Ex Machina thing that's gonna fix the memories and allow Vice to still be a thing and be around and whatever. I just, for the love of fuck Toei, please do not, for the 3rd season in a row, do not please make the last episode final form be the base form with like a stroke of red paint on it or something goofy. I will even take the combination of the Ultimate Revy and Ultimate Vice Giffard Rex suits. Like, give me Ultimate, like, Revy's helmet with a bit of Vice's parts in it, and, like, the bodysuit of Ultimate Vice. You know what I mean? Like, do, like, some kit bash thing. Please don't make it just the base Rex form. Oh my god, I hate it, and it's so lazy, and I don't know why they think it's cool. It's so stupid. Especially because he does, like, they, at least in 01, in like the following specials and stuff, Real X Time, whatever, Naruto actually used Realizing Hopper, so like, okay, cool, I guess, because then, you know, because he made Izu into 02, spoilers, whatever, watch the movie, how would you not watch it? And then in Saber, he didn't use that thing ever again. He didn't use the freaking, whatever that last book form thing was that was just Brave Dragon with a new belt. He didn't use that again. He kept using fucking the Cross Saber things. I digress. I'm talking about problems in another season. Anyway, this episode, pretty decent. I'm probably going to score it somewhere about an 8.5 out of 10, only because, like I said, Revice's issues to me fall on pacing and narrative, like, seeding out. So, like, if they would have seeded out some of the things, you know, that I've had issues with throughout the show earlier, that would have been a lot better. I think first couple episodes at least show Akaishi at all, so that we know who he is, and then lightly touching him up until he becomes new bad guy numero uno after Oteka's gone and the Deadmans are disbanded. That would have been better. Same thing with like this whole memory thing with Ikki. Have that be like throughout the show, losing the memory and blah blah blah. Maybe you have some things where like he gets the memory back, but then somehow that solution doesn't work and he loses more or something. Have the stuff with Juga and all the stuff with Ability Live and all the Kagero stuff. Have that happen before GIF, so that we can have this united front where we have Revy, Vice, Ultimate Every Vice, we have Muteki Jean, we have Ability Live, Juga, Aguilera, and Over Demons fighting together against GIF. Having the Deadmans be able to fight together and help the Riders defeat GIF would have been so cool. But they defeated GIF before they could even really do much. And now we're done with the main villain, and we're just kind of like going through the rest of the storylines that should have been done before that. You know, it just kind of feels like we're just kind of like slowly trudging our way through to the end. Now maybe this week's episode, Saturday's episode, whatever, when I'm recording this, it's Thursday, so you know, maybe this week's episode and if episode 50 will blow my mind and I'll forget some problems, whatever. But yeah, so again, I don't hate the show, and you know what? I want people to feel like they can feel however they want to about these shows. You can love them, you can hate them, whatever. I personally really like still Revice. I think it has some issues here and there, not as many glaring issues as the end of the halfway to the end of 01 did, and majority of Saber, in my opinion, did. But I still think it stands as a pretty strong season for Reiwa, and I'm super pumped for Geats. I think Geats has a lot of potential to be a really knockout season. Um, Anyway, so that's where I'm at, 8.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments below. Love it, hate it, in the middle. What's your score? Favorite moment? Where do you think things are going? Your possible theories for next week. I'm so excited to see Deathstream again. Oh my god, I love that suit and the driver, everything. Coming up for content, I'm going to try to get my Down Brothers review done and up today as well. And I did put up a video about why I love Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, and my other one I did about Culture 1, clearly. I'm probably going to try to do something with She-Hulk. I don't know if I'll wait for all the episodes or just do it, weekly, because it's short, like, half-hour episodes. But I'm going to plan on doing some Marvel stuff and some other stuff, too. I think I might do some more Toku Toy Views on my SH Figure Arts, just to kind of show you guys what I have and, what I like about the figures and whatnot. But until next time, stay hooked on Heroes, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.